when we are unsure about the nature of our value, I'm not talking about what our value is. I'm talking about the nature of it, how it works, what creates the value, where does the value come from? When we don't understand the true nature of our worth as people, it means that the only thing we've got to go on is what we see in the world around us, the commercial type of value. We apply that to ourselves. When you apply the same type of value that we applied to cars to yourself, what it means is that just on your own, you are worthless. Why would you say that you are worthless? Because that type of worth has to come from external things. It has to come from outside of you. The car does not generate the worth. A car does not generate value. That's not the way commercial value works. What generates the value for a car is how many people admire it. If nobody admires that car, it doesn't matter if it's brand new. If nobody's willing to pay $5 for that car, it's not worth $5. The car is not generating anything. The thing that is generating the value for anything commercial is admiration. How many people admire and crave that thing? And unhealthy people say, well, I know of no other type of value. That must be true for me too. They arrive at that conclusion as children because that's the message they're getting from their parents. And their parents aren't coming right out and saying it. No, not most parents. Some parents do say things like that. But the messaging is very subtle. The parents themselves don't understand that there is a difference between the nature of how value works for a comic book and how it works for people. So the children grow up, and what understanding of value systems do they adopt for people? The only one they have access to, the only one that their emotional teachers understand. So in that type of value system, if you strip away people's admiration and you're just left with the thing itself, the comic book, but nobody wants it, then it's worthless. What happens if you don't have enough admiration from people? Well, you're just like that comic book. You're just like that comic book. You have no value on your own. And that is not the way that human value works. But unhealthy people don't know that. When we are unsure about the nature of our value, because we've grown up not being able to distinguish ourselves from cars and electronic devices and comic books and baseball trading cards, it means that whatever love or extension of friendship that gets extended to us, we will block it. We will obstruct it ourselves. Why do we do that? We ourselves will prevent our own selves from being able to take it in, absorb that love and friendship. Because why? Because of our erroneous understanding about the fundamental nature of how human value works. We aren't worth it. When you grow up thinking that the nature of human value works the same way as a car, on some level, you understand that just on your own, you are worthless. You are devoid of worth. How do we get from there to here? Where, okay, so my worth has to come from people's admiration stuff. How do we get from that to I'm devoid of worth? Because you are not providing the worth. Your existence is not creating it. Not as long as you believe that the nature of your worth operates the same way as a Nintendo. How does a Nintendo's worth work? Does the Nintendo just create the worth on its own? Not if people don't want it. Not if people don't admire it. Not if they're not talking about it. So, on some level, people understand. Even if they don't consciously understand it, they subconsciously or unconsciously understand that if the nature of my worth falls into the same category as that of a car or of a Nintendo or of a comic book or of a baseball trading card, then just on my own, I'm worth less. I'm devoid of worth. My worth has to come from out there and be given to me. And that's not how human worth works. So when we find ourselves in that belief system, what we do is we know, quote unquote, that we're worthless, just us ourselves. And so when people try to extend love to us in friendship, we slap it away. You see, we block the love and the friendship from fully reaching us because we don't believe we're worth it. If we can't take it in, it can't do us any good. It can't have the full positive effect on us that it's supposed to have.